I personally came out the back and you and Jay were standing side by side, there was no comparison. I mean, I don't know, but
You know how it is. You know how they do
yeah,
that.
but you know, Ronnie, there's right. I mean, yeah, there was a little. I mean, you hold some water in the morning, but it was clear that you out-muscled him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could be shredded, but if I look a certain way and then I don't come across, you know, it doesn't translate. Plus, he was really blocky, and for him to win like a symmetry round when his waist is, you know, straight up and down, that makes no sense. I mean, you know, it's 6 points. So it just goes to show that I think that they got smart by the nighttime, because when they saw the difference between the morning and the night and what you really look like, and when you guys finally, you know, got to that final comparison, it was all over. You know, they said, well, you know, maybe the eyesight wasn't, you know, as good as it should have been, or maybe we drank too much last night, something like that. So, you know, I don't know what it was, but you know, smoke got in the eyes in the casino. But you know, truth be told, I mean, it wasn't. I've only seen one other bodybuilder overcome 6 point deficit, and that was Linda Murray.
Yeah.
And
I bet that one too.
yeah, out there in California.
I was in New York.
No, that was in LA when she beat Beth Francis. Remember, because
That was in
David
New York?
Zelon. Nah, David Zelon.
That was at the. That was the one on TV.
Yeah, they showed it up. David Zelon promoted that, and that was the last time he promoted that show too. Because after that, that was, I don't know, it was definitely crazy. But yeah, she was winning. I think it was 6 points and 9 points, and overcame it. So you're posing definitely. I would say that you know, with what's his name, Brian, right, at the gym. Brian and I talked about yesterday and agreed, you've got to show them something different. I mean, they've seen a lot of your muscle. I think that they've seen, but at this point from here on out, it's going to be a little bit tougher.
Everything gonna be different this year. So I'll be in a whole lot better shape. I won't allow what happened last year to happen.
Why do you think that happened?
Because I did let them do all them photo shoots. You know, let Wayne them get me out of bed, do all these interviews at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Then that meet the Olympians thing, you know, I skipped like 2 meals, stood on my feet for like 3 or 4 hours straight. That ain't gonna happen this year.
Right.
Ain't none of that shit gonna happen. I'd be totally different. At the Arnold, all I did was sat in my room and just ate. No distractions, no nothing. But that's the way it's gonna be at the Olympia. You'll see. It'll be a totally different me. It won't be nothing like last year.
Well, I tell you,
I woke up Saturday morning and I was so sick, so exhausted.
but I remember we sat next to each other in the locker room, because I said, he don't feel good, plus you were coughing.
Yeah,
I think you had a little bit of a cold.
overcame some of that by the time I got to the stage though. But I had to drink all that water just to do that though, you know. Whereas if I wouldn't have been in the shape that I was in, I wouldn't have to do that. So it's going to definitely be different this year. It's going to be like night and day from last year, for sure.
All right.
And I'm going to make some people kind of upset.
Well, there ain't no kind of upset out of you know.
It's about a title that I worked my butt off to get, and I'm trying to keep it. So they get mad and do what they want to do and say what they want to say.
Well, without a doubt, you're obviously the most muscular Mr. Olympia ever.
Yeah.
And, you know, probably one of the most spiritual and grounded, because I've seen a lot of highfalutin Mr. Olympias, and, you know, after a while you start believing all the hype, but I think the important thing has been how gracious you've been, how good a champion you've been, and how available you've been. So, you know, hey, it's an honor for me to be here, bro. Be with you. It's their business. All right, Tommy, let's win the champion.
Yeah.
You 4 times, not 1 time, and then say you were 4-time Mr. Olympia.
So everything
If you remember what Lee Haney used to do, he used to wait till everybody else posed, and then he'd throw his arms out and knock everybody out of the way.
Yeah.
Or he'd make room for himself by hitting the side chest and then backing up and backward forward. So the judges, that's the last thing the judges see is Ronnie Coleman. Okay?
That's the way I always do mine too.
Now, the other thing is that when you hit a pose, it's best that if, not only when you hit the pose, if you could still move a little bit. You know, because when you have two guys standing together, believe it or not, and there's distractions, a guy who it looks like he's fighting and setting up the other guys are the guys that end up making magic happen in your body. There's some guys who can pose and you go, whoa. And there's other guys who pose and they get better. Or they stand there, they look a certain way, but then all of a sudden your body just comes alive when they hit shots. Also, like on your quarter turns, I think that you've got to get a little bit more dramatic and smile and, you know, enjoy yourself. You say, listen, man, this is my house. Listen, well, let's run through a round and let's see what we got.
Because I always make sure I do that. You know, I've been Miss Olympia for 4 times, and now all of a sudden